I was talking about this. Y'all know I was going to get to it. Let's get to it. Kendrick versus Drake. So Kendrick and Drake have been going on this, they've been having this feud for a minute, and they have not liked each other for a long time. So back in 2013, Kendrick Lamar released a song. Kendrick Lamar released a song called Control. And in the verse, he name dropped several artists that were pretty, on the come up at that time. You had Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, Tyler, the Creator, and Mac Miller. He said, I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you. So then he was asked about it, and he was like, oh, it was just for fun. I didn't mean it. It was just friendly competition, which is something that which is essentially what rap is. It's friendly competition to see who's the best. 2014, Kendrick Lamar does an interview with DJ Woo Kid, and he says that he could not make music with Drake anymore. He said that we come from two different worlds, two different backgrounds, and that he could not see it playing out, which is crazy because Poetic Justice is a masterpiece. I love it. Like, Drake's verse, I'm sorry, Drake adds a little razzle dazzle to the verse. You can't deny the impact. Back in October, Drake and J. Cole released a song called First Person Shooter. J. Cole crowned himself and Drake and Lamar as the big three of rap.
Father to be, love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started.
So then fast forward to March 2022, 2024. Metro Boomin and Future have a song featuring Kendrick Lamar called Like That. And he kind of was sneak dissing Cole, and he said, it's not the big free, it's just the big me.
Fuck the big three, nigga, it's just big me, nigga. Get up with me, fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches, I crash out.
Whoa. Okay. So then we were like, whoa. And then people started to put 2 and 2 together. So that's when J. Cole dropped a 7-minute drill song, and he basically sent off some warning shots towards Kendrick Lamar and kind of saying yo, this ain't it. I'm gonna end you. Fast forward to April 7th. J. Cole was like, yeah, you got it. And apparently Schoolboy Q was the one to talk J. Cole off the ledge. J. Cole just felt pressure, and he actually apologized during his Dreamville set. And a lot of people clowned him for it. But J. Cole is a grown man. He is married and he has kids. He's picking his battles. He ain't got time for that.
Tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this catalog and his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers that ever touched a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar. So proud.
So then April 13th, Drake responds to Kendrick Lamar in this song called Push Ups, and it was leaked online. And he was kind of, talking about how Kendrick Lamar is short, talking about his mainstream collaborations with Taylor Swift and Maroon 5. And he was also coming at Rick Ross and The Weeknd too, which is crazy because it's just OVO, XO, it was a time.
Better do that motherfucking show inside the bitty. Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the Swifties. Top say, take no chain off of us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man's on?
Ross responds to Drake with this song Champagne Moments, and he talks about how Drake had a BBL, Drake probably had a tummy tuck and a nose job, and he also accused him of using ghostwriters.
You never want to be a nigga anyway, nigga. That's why you had an operation to make your nose smaller than your father nose, nigga. I don't follow you, nigga, because you sent the motherfucking...
Drake released another diss track called Taylor Made the Freestyle. This was actually, kind of his worst critically critiqued freestyles because he used AI generated voices of Snoop Dogg, the late Tupac Shakur, to diss Lamar. If you know, Kendrick Lamar really is a huge fan of Tupac, really had a strong connection with him and his music, and them both, representing the West Side. And so, Drake in this song is daring him to respond, saying yo, we waiting for you. Then Kanye West jumps into the beef, and he does a remix of Like That, and he talks about Drake's music video, his deal with Universal Music Group, and he's like, I'm ready for Drake to go. It's done. Then Kendrick Lamar drops Euphoria. It's a 6-minute long diss. And he basically talks, he questions Drake's blackness.
I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess.
Then calls Drake a scam artist. And he basically questions his gangsta as a rapper. He's like, Drake, do you rap or do you speak? Because I can tell, get in the booth. One thing was like, where he was like, I hate the way, he was saying so many things on how he hates Drake.
Been about love and hate, now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you...
Anyway, so then, Drake kind of responds to the diss in a little petty way. He posts a movie clip on his Instagram story from the 10 Things I Hate About You movie, and Julia Stiles' character, she basically lists all the reasons why she hates Cat, right? And it's kind of mimicking, Kendrick, like, okay, whatever. And then what was crazy was the song Euphoria by Kendrick. It went from number 19 to number 1 on the daily US Spotify charts. And then Drake's went from number 15 to number 11, right? So, both of them, stream-wise, it was very, beneficial for them. But it does not stop here. Then, Kendrick Lamar drops a song. Kendrick Lamar drops a song called 16-6 in LA. And there were so many double entendres because it's kind of, not a double entendre, but it's a play on Drake's format. Drake does 8 a.m. in Charlotte, 5 a.m. in Toronto. And so it was a lot of, symbolism going on with this. So Kendrick kind of says that, look, Drake is using his own team against him, rapping that everyone inside your team is whispering and that you deserve it, and saying that Drake can't Tootsie slide his way out of this one. Just really going in on Drake. And then Drake, literally at the crack of dawn, this man drops Family Matters. And what was crazy was that the van was from Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City album cover. And then it was getting towed and destroyed and crushed and smushed. And then in the song, he kind of went into a few beat changes. He said, look, you're not about to talk about my son, because yes, Kendrick did talk about Drake's son. And then it just really just continued to go back and forth. But the Not Like Us song that Kendrick dropped after this, I was like, whoa. It actually started to go up in the club. Like, it's a very West Coast hyphy type of feel. It low-key has everybody dancing and doing choreography to it. Whew. I think I missed something, but you guys get the point. Drake and Kendrick don't like each other. I feel as though that both of them have something to lose and they both have something to gain from this. One, Kendrick Lamar has had a solo number 1, this Not Like Us song, which is doing really well. And I believe that both of their streams are currently doing very well because, they're hot topics. So that's one, that's a plus. But two, they both kind of expose things about each other. And, talking about how Kendrick is allegedly abusive. And then they talk about how Drake, could be, messing with girls who aren't, above, 18 plus. There's that too. And I'm just like, if these rumors and things that they're talking about each other is true, it can actually open up a whole can of worms, investigation and things. And then there was actually a shooting near Drake's home and one of his security was shot. And I'm just like, okay, it gets a little fishy. It's just like, okay, now it's getting dangerous. Now, I'm not saying that Kendrick had anything to do with it, but weird timing, right? I want people to understand. I would like people to understand that beef is so inevitable in hip hop. So I want you to all to watch this documentary called Beef. Beef, the documentary, was produced in 2003.
Q versus NWA.
That was a bitchin' battle.
it was from the heart.
Kumo D caught Busy V.
The real rock fan and rock fans can't say.
The Benzino thing, that's post.
If you don't win your battle of words, take it like a man.
Tupac, rest in peace, and Biggie, rest in peace.
I feel quite confident of who I believe murdered my son.
The East Coast and the West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast.
West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast. East Coast, West Coast.
East West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast. East Coast, West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast.
When Cannabis and LL Cool J went at it.
Around blackout, Jay-Z made comments about Mobb Deep.
I took your bitch ass nigga for saying that.
Said I'm about $1. Who the fuck is 50 Cent?
He said, I'm a Mac 11, I'm a higher caliber MC, that's no question.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck where you from, nigga. You in LA, nigga, and you will lose tonight, nigga.
Jay-Z and Nas.
DMX is cursing out, gobbling all these different interviews.
Don't fuck with dogs.
Harris versus Nelly.
Nelly battling Chris.
Drama.
A gang of drama.
Beef.
Beef.
Beef. Beef.
Beef. Beef. Beef.
Beef.
Beef.
Beef, beef, beef.
Beef. Beef.
Beef.
And it talked about all the infamous beefs in hip hop. And I mean, it got crazy because it started in the early 1980s, right? You had KSR1 versus Mick Sean versus Kool Moe Dee, right? Then you had 50 Cent versus Murder Inc. Then you had True Life versus Mobb Deep. Common versus Ice Cube. Of course, you had NWA. You had West Side, East Side. You had Dr. Dre, Eazy-E. There were so many people that, you know, you had your Snoop Dogg, Kool Moe, Jay-Z, so many Ice-T. It was so many people that were speaking about hip-hop beef. They even talked about Foxy and Kim. Beef is something that's inevitable in hip-hop. It's something that happens. Personalities are going to clash. People are not going to like each other. But what I will say is the best thing about this beef is that we have got consistent music, okay? The people are getting in the booth and rapping and doing what they got to do. We don't see Kendrick at all, for real. The last time we seen Kendrick was the Renaissance tour. I'm just saying. And now he comes out and he's just like, F the big three, it's just the big me. Okay, talk your ish. Hip hop is a competition. It's to see who is the best, who raps the best, who is the best, who has the best lyrics, who has the best punchline, who has the best onomatopoeia, who is going to fight to the finish. I find the Drake hate a little odd because it's just like, say what you want, Drake is legendary. The reason why he's legendary to me is because he put on quite a bit of artists. He introduced certain genres to the mainstream. I don't care what you say, specifically when it comes to Afrobeats. Afrobeats has always been a thing, but when Drake hopped on the WizKid song, it's like, oh, okay. He kind of bridged the gap. He didn't make Afrobeats popular, but he also used his fame and popularity and bridged that gap to kind of, you know, help WizKid cross over in a sense. Not saying that he didn't make WizKid, but he is responsible for a lot of people popping, like Migos. He hopped on Versace. Sexy Red, you know, him giving her that cosign. A Drake cosign actually means something. For Bats. The Weeknd. Like, say what you want. When Drake puts his touch or puts his pen on it, it means something. Y'all can't lie and say that y'all not fans of Drake just because Kendrick is dropping. And let me just say this. Kendrick represents a time in hip-hop where people thought that hip-hop was doomed, and he actually came in to save it in a sense. Like him, Cole, the Dat Piff, when like, you know, Jay-Z and Nas were like, you know, they, you know, slowed down but still were successful, but ventured out into other things. J. Cole, Drake, they in that 2010s pocket, they reign. They're reigning. They are becoming our new Hoves, Jay-Z's, Nas's of the world. They are making their separate impact, and Drake can be included in that. And actually, let's talk about Wayne too. So I think that people are a little bit delusional trying to downplay Drake just because, okay, in this beef, I think that Kendrick has the better responses. Drake's okay. Drake is a great rapper, but I don't know, like, I find him trying to get that back-to-back moment, and it's just like, it's not like working the way he wants it to work. So in closing, I don't think that anybody really lost. I feel like both of them are gaining something. And I think that when it comes to rappers, people have to be honest. I feel like just because it's your fave, you want to be biased, you want to, like, you know, cat for your fave, but sometimes you have to just call a spade and give the girl their tens. You just have to, like, say it is what it is. So I've said a lot, but what I can say is that I think nobody won. I mean, I think everybody won at the end of the day. Everybody is going to gain something out of this. And I feel as though this is like, hip-hop is back. Real rap is back. And I'm so excited. We are getting so much more conscious about the things that we are listening to. We are not lazy listeners. We want to hear bars. We want to hear what you're talking about. We want you to put that music out. We want you to put that song out, talk about it, address it, say it. I've said a mouthful. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, bye.